Morning, all, and time for a news of the day video. It's going to be quick. It's going to be a quick one. The LA Kings have signed Arthur Kaliyev to an entry-level contract, and it's a 3-year deal. 98 points he had in 57 games, I should say, for Hamilton in the OHL last season. Not too shabby. And there are rumors that Nikita Nestorov is going to be signing with them as well. That came out from Rick Dolly while I was going through Twitter, so there's rumors that Nestorov, who's been in the NHL before, could be coming back to play for them. Jordan Spence has also signed his entry-level contract. He was born in Sydney, Australia, so that's kind of a fun little thing there. Drafted 95th overall in 2019. Defenseman with 52 points in 60 games last year for Moncton. Not too shabby for him either. So, yeah, the Kings signing guys, and again, the Kings are one of the 7 teams in the league that can look to next season and not worry about this season. Although next season probably starts in January. Whatever, we'll just push it back. Just push it back. Don't worry about it. Kenny Agostino. They had an article on him being excited for coming up and getting a chance to play for the Leafs during the play-in round. And honestly, this is one of those storylines that as much as I would love to right now put together videos previewing what's going to happen in all of these play-in rounds, we just don't know who's going to play. We don't even have a when. We don't even have an if. I mean, there's still the chance that all this falls apart and the NHL goes, it's not going to happen. Sorry, everybody. Everybody just go ahead and just disperse. We'll come back at a later date. So, Agostino being excited about playing is one of the reasons why it's tough, because he may very well get in the lineup. Somebody else may be out for whatever reason. He may be in the lineup, and Agostino is a guy that I like, and so he can go on little runs every now and then. I think we're going to see some really unpredictable results coming out of this, because guys are going to have so much time off in between one and the other, and so yeah, things could be really, really unpredictable. I also wanted to touch on this today because I've been, again, when I'm doing these news videos now, I try to go through Twitter feeds. It's a really good way to find the breaking news around sports. So, like, for instance, Major League Baseball, nothing. Major League Soccer, they've ratified their collective bargaining agreement through 2025. So Major League Soccer is on track. NBA is bringing 22 teams back to play in a hub play-in situation, not like the NHL's, because 13 Western teams and 9 Eastern teams are being invited in. So they're saying, all right, which ones have a realistic chance? We'll bring them in. The other ones we won't. And they're playing for seedings and all that. But, the reality is that right now there's a lot of sports and politics starting to mix. And the thing that I find, just odd about it is that people will say, well, that, those two shouldn't mix. They've always mixed. You can go back to the Olympics in Rome, way, way, way back, before any of us were around. The politics and sports have always been intertwined, because the people playing sports are still members of society, and being as public as they are, what they say carries some weight. I've seen some just baffling and bewildering things going on with social media over the last week, where some people have been attacked, and some people have found themselves on the wrong end of the argument and all this. And of course, I would think almost everybody is mad on some level right now with some of it. And even in going through just for videos like this right now, it is hard to find this kind of stuff because there's everything else going on. But yes, politics and sports have always been intertwined. And anytime somebody talks about, these athletes should be quiet, and then you ask them, well, who's the greatest boxer of all time? And they go, I love Muhammad Ali. Do your research. The history with Muhammad Ali is he was not always beloved, and that's where we're at. And so Sidney Crosby came out with a statement. Finally, first, I think it was directly from him. First, it was from his foundation. They were like, why doesn't Sid say something himself? So Sid says something himself. And then Ben Scrivens came out today and said, hey, so it's great that all these guys are coming out and talking and wanting to change the culture, but where was that screaming and yelling for culture change during the Bill Peters stuff, during the Akeem Alou stuff? Where were all the voices then? So, and it's valid. And then the question becomes, well, is this that Ben Scrivens hasn't been around the NHL culture in a while, so being an outsider, but having been a part of it, what does he know? Everybody has a ways to go, and this, for people who are saying, well, you're Canadian, you should stay out of it. No, we have problems in Canada too, and I've seen that, and so there's a lot of conversations to be had, but hopefully sane voices prevail. It's going to take time. It's societal change doesn't just take place like that, so it's going to take some time, and it's going to take some really good conversations. And in between now and then, I'll be here talking hockey. I've seen the comments too, like, oh, Shannon's talking about hockey while all this crap's going on. I don't understand. This is my job. So, yeah, of course I'm going to be here talking about hockey. And that's my job. So, anyways, can't believe it. You guys are in here selling burgers at McDonald's. Do you not know what's going on out there? This is terrible. Well, we have to sell. This is our job. And I kind of see that as being similar. Where it's my job to talk hockey every day. Speaking of which, and coming back to the NHL, so I've started seeing the Hub Cities discussions on Twitter too, and it seems like, I don't know if it's confusion or if there's a source that's put it out there. It's still 2 cities, and it's weeks away from being decided where they're going to be. So while we're all having this debate about where they shouldn't be and where they should be, it is weeks before the NHL is going to come up with that announcement. Again, I think the NHL right now has to be stewing about the reality that it's going to be tough enough for them from a safety perspective to get this done. And now with all of the unrest going on pretty much everywhere, now it's a matter of how do you pick your cities, and does that make a difference? The longer this goes on for, the more you've got to think, yeah, it's going to affect their decision. So I don't envy them in their decision for how to come back and be able to do that safely, and where. The where is really, really important. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, told you guys this was going to be a short one. Let me know your thoughts. As always, do hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And looks like the Kings have embraced it. It's the offseason. And again, this is where that entry-level contract extension really shows up. We're on June 3rd. Most of these extensions were due by at least June 1st. And now it's July 1st. So everything just gets pushed back. It's all fine. It's all fine now. How are you? Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.